Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Atlanta Braves baseball. Along with John Sterling, this is Ernie Johnson speaking to you from Wrigley Field in Chicago, where this afternoon it's the Braves against the Cubs, and we've got an afternoon doubleheader. And as Ernie Banks used to say, John, it's a beautiful day. Let's play, too. So that's just what we're going to do.
And that's the only reason. No, it's a beautiful afternoon, and Pascual Perez and Pete Falcone pitch for the Braves, and a couple of breaking ball type players, Chuck Rainey and Rick Russell. Don't expect to see too many fastballs today from the Cubs, but the wind is blowing out. We should have a great doubleheader.
And we have another note. Terry Harper's been sent to Richmond, and Donnie Moore has been activated. He is now on the pitching staff. Back with the starting lineup right after this message. From Wrigley Field on a delightful day for baseball. Okay, it's lineup time. Here's John Sterling with the lineups.
And when you go to Wrigley Field, the first thing you look at is the wind, and yes, it is blowing out today, and that could mean for a couple of high-scoring games. For the Atlanta Braves, as the Cubs take the field, you look in the Braves dugout. Claudell Washington leads off in right field. Rafael Ramirez bats second and short. Dale Murphy, the center fielder, hitting third. Chris Chambliss bats fourth at first base. Bob Horner at third base hitting fifth. Gerald Perry is out in left field today, hitting sixth. Batting seventh, Glenn Hubbard, the second baseman. Hitting eighth behind the plate in game one will be Bruce Benedict. Alex Trevino will catch Falcone in game two. And pitching Pascual Perez, who since rejoining the Braves is 3-0 with an ERA of 3.18, and his starts have gotten progressively better. Now for the Chicago Cubs, who lead the National League East. They're 9 over 500 and a game and a half ahead of Philadelphia. The speedy Bob Denier leads off in center field. Ryan Sandberg at second base. Hitting third, Gary Matthews. There's Chuck Rainey taking the field, going out to the mound. Gary Matthews hits third in left field. His home run broke open the scoreless tie and ended McMurtry's no-hit bid yesterday. Leon Durham is at first base, batting fourth. In right field, hitting fifth, Mel Hall. Batting sixth, the third baseman in the first game will be Richie Hebner, giving Ron Cey a rest. Batting seventh, the catcher will be Jody Davis. Hitting eighth, the shortstop, giving Larry Boa a rest in his first game for the Cubs this year, is Dave Owen. He's just recalled from the minor leagues. Tom Verizor is on the disabled list. And pitching and batting ninth is the stocky Chuck Rainey. Rainey, who is a curveball type pitcher, throws a lot of junk, has a record of 2-3 on the year and an earned run average of 4.70. This is his second year in the National League. He came over from the Red Sox, and last year Rainey was 2-1, but with a very high ERA, 6.75 against the Braves. And lifetime, Perez is only 1-3 against Chicago. Indeed, the Braves lost the season series last year to the Cubbies, 7 games to 5, and of course they lost the first game of the season series yesterday. The wind is blowing out. The wind shifts here a lot, but it's blowing out really towards center field, so it could be a very active day for the outfielders, and in particular Gerald Perry, who's never played left field here before, will see a lot of swirling winds. Claudell leads off against Chuck Rainey, and leading off the Braves play-by-play once again, here's Ernie.
Okay, John, thank you. Claudell Washington 0 for 4 yesterday, standing in against Chuck Rainey. Stocky right-hander into the motion. Here's the first pitch. We're underway. It's a breaking ball low, and you'll see a lot of those today. He doesn't knock the bat out of your hand. The 1-0. Another breaking ball. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Let me quickly give you the umpires. Dick Stello behind the plate. John McSherry at first base. Fred Brocklander at second. Billy Williams at third.
Low again. That's the place to pitch today. As John mentioned, the wind is blowing very hard to center and to left center. Yesterday it changed. By the way, it was blowing to right for a while. Then it came back and started blowing out towards center and left center. It's a right-handed hitter's wind, and don't be surprised if a few fly out of here today. There's a look at it right there. Flags are starched. Fly balls to left. Center and left center should carry today. Did he go? The Braves are due to score some runs. They've scored very few for Craig McMurtry. 3-2. Fastball. It was hit on the left side. That's Hebner to first. And that's it out. Richie Hebner playing third base in this first game. Say will probably play in the second. Here's Ramirez. Had a 9-game hitting streak snapped yesterday. As you look at Joe Torre, he's hit safely in 21 of his last 23. Raffy 0 for 3 yesterday. One and 0. Fastball over. 1 ball, 1 strike. Houston and St. Louis not scheduled today. Did it hit him or hit the bat? Might have hit the bat. I think it did. 1-2. San Diego, Montreal not scheduled. San Diego won last night. They're in second place along with the Braves. A game and a half back of the Dodgers. Valenzuela beat Carlton last night. 1-0. 15 strikeouts for the Mexican lefty. He also knocked in the only run. And he allowed 3 hits. Murphy's on deck. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Got him with something. Looks like it dropped. Ramirez, who doesn't strike out often, does here in the first inning.
Well, as you see, Ramirez, it was a breaking ball down low, but that ball was out of the strike zone when it came up before it took the dive. And Ramirez just made up his mind to swing at it.
Only the 18th time that he struck out this year. The pitch to Murphy. Breaking ball outside. Murphy just missed tying this ball game yesterday with a double off the wall and left off Smith. Horner had homered. Murphy just missed one.
Well, you can see Rainey. He pitches from the knees down. You really shouldn't help him out. On the bench, they say, make him get it up.
2-0. 3-0. Murphy in his 373rd consecutive game. Had 2 hits yesterday, a double and a single. This would be a day you might get the green light on a 3-0 if you can hit the ball deep. (3-1). 3-2. The Cubs are in first by a game and a half over the Phillies in the East. Cub fans just feel that their hearts won't, hope that their hearts won't be broken again this year. Breaking ball, strikeout. Murphy went fishing. 1-2-3. Braves failed to score top of the first, and the Cubs are coming to bat. Denier, 1 for 4 yesterday with an RBI. I mentioned the Cubs have been off to good starts before. I think about in the last 13 or 14 years they've been. There's Bill Veeck. How about that? Out to a ball game. Last 13 or 14 years, the Cubs have been in first on July 4th, and that kind of indicates you got a chance to win the pennant. And each time they've faded back to about 4th or 5th. So Cub fans have been used to it, and they hope that this year they'll hold up all year and be a contender and possibly win it. But it's very questionable with that pitching staff if they can. So they're trying to get another pitcher. Dick Ruthven now out for 3 months, they're saying, which means just about the whole season.
Really, to understand how starved the Cubs fans are, Remember what happened to the Braves last year. They had a lead and lost it and wound up losing the pennant by a couple of games, went down the final Friday of the year, 2 days before the season ended. Well, the Cubs have never been that close in 40 years. They not only haven't won in 40 years, but they've never come down in the pennant stretch. Can you imagine the excitement in this town if they ever get to the final couple of weeks?
Pitch is inside. Most people feel it be the greatest thing to happen to baseball if the Cubs could win a pennant. 1945 being the last one. Little pop that should be caught. Trouble out there. Trouble, I could see it. Raffy got back, then he appeared to lose it. And when he gave us that, I don't know where it is, you knew it was going to drop.
This is why I talked before the game began about Gerald Perry, his first game in left field in Wrigley Field. And Perry is a novice in the outfield anyway. When the wind is blowing out strong, boy, left field, you can come in on a ball and the ball will wind up being a home run. And Gerald Perry had no idea where that ball was.
This is Sandberg. And Ramirez appeared to lose the ball. So a bad start here. Let's see if Pasquale can pitch through it. It goes as a single for Bob Dernier, and he runs well. He has 12 stolen bases. This has been a good 1-2 punch for the Cubs, Dernier and Sandberg. They're both hitting well. Sandberg at .318. They both steal bases. One 0. Bunted foul. The 15 games these two have started, Dernier and Sandberg batting 1-2, combined batting average of .375. You like to get a little speed and people on base up front for your longer hitters like Matthews and Durham, and it's proved successful as the Cubs lead the East. 1-1. Low. Matthews is on deck. And the 2-1. Runner's going. Popped him foul. Watch that. It might come back with that wind. It's going to be nope in the seats down behind the Braves bullpen. You can't give up on a ball today. You got to really wait for it to land, because any ball hit up behind home is going to carry back toward the catcher's box. Benedict, of course, knows that. And over by first and third, it could be blown back onto the playing area. 2-2. Hit foul.
Well, last year, I don't remember who the batter was, Ernie, but we saw Dale Murphy break in on a ball, then turn and go back on the ball, and the ball landed up in the bleachers. There was a tremendous wind blowing out that day, something like today.
I think the fans have heard this when we've been at other games playing in Atlanta, and the score comes in from the Chicago, says 14-10, and our comment is the wind is blowing out. Two balls and two strikes. He got him. Looked like a breaking ball. Gets Sandberg. That's one out. Now Gary Matthews. Matthews' home run broke up the no-hitter by McMurtry. Also gave Matthews his 5th game-winning RBI. He hit it right into the teeth of that wind yesterday. A line drive into the seats. A little bit outside, 1-0. Durham's on deck. One ball and strike. He's going. He's going to be safe. A low throw that bounced into center field to Ramirez. Backing up kept Dernier from going to third. His 13th stolen base.
Good start by Dernier. Trevino, his throw had to be perfect to get him, and it was not perfect, and Ramirez backed it up. But Dernier had a pretty good start.
That's 7 in a row successfully by Dernier. A little bit high. The Cubs with a runner in scoring position for Gary Matthews. He's looking for his 20th RBI. A little bit inside, 3-2. And the 3-2. Fly ball short right. Might be in for a base hit, and it is. They hold a runner. Little pop fly single. First and third, and one down.
It's the slider, and Matthews just got the end of the bat on it, kind of dunked it into right field. You have to play back with the wind blowing out. But Dernier didn't know it was going to fall in, so he holds up at third. And out here is Leon Durham. So Perez in a jam. First and third, one out, and all he's given up are 2 pop flies. I mean, really, Perez should be 1, 2, 3 this inning. Pop fly, strikeout, pop fly. But
Durham's a batter. 2 for 4 yesterday with a double. Braves are back at double play depth. High into the air in left field. Will it carry? Carries back. This ball is out of here. Home run, Durham. Any other day, it's an easy fly ball to be caught in left, but it's not any other day. It's a wind-blown day, and the Cubs lead it on a 3-run homer. A high fly to left that just got in the first or second row. Here's Mel Hall. Fastball inside. Hall didn't like it. We're following the lead of the Chicago Cubs telecast. We've got a couple of isolated cameras. I don't know how close that was to Hall. It was high tight. From our angle, a little tough to figure. Here's a 1-0. Hit foul, out of play. Didn't affect his cut, did it? He was trying to duplicate Leon Durham's home run. That's Durham's 10th homer of the year. And the 1-1. 1-2. Well, the Braves got to come back. And, of course, on a day like today, if the wind stays the way it is, that's easy to do. 1 out, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Going to left and fouling it. Yesterday's winning pitcher, Steve Trout. He's 1-5.
Oh boy, you can't knock Perez. Pop fly, strike out, pop fly, and fly.
To first, Chambliss will take it himself.
Here's the home run again. It's a fastball over the plate. Durham does hit the ball with power to left and left center. And he simply gets it up in the jet stream, and it dunks in the first couple of rows, and that's the way the game is played.
Here's Richie Hebner. Hebner played most of his career with the Pittsburgh Pirates. Bouncer first. Nice play, Chambliss. Going to his pitcher in time for out number 3. Pasquale threw the ball halfway to third. That didn't set too well with a Cub fan.
This telecast authorized under broadcasting rights granted by the Atlanta Braves, intended solely for the entertainment of our audience. Any publication, rebroadcast, retransmission, or other use of the pictures, descriptions, or accounts of this game in whole or in part without the express written consent of the Atlanta Braves and the Turner Broadcasting System is prohibited, and the announcers for the event are employed by the Turner Broadcasting System.
This is Chambliss. Chris is hit safely in 6 of his last 7. Horner's on deck. Fly ball right center. Dernier broke back. Now in, and he's got it. It doesn't carry in that direction. Now Bob Horner, who drilled one here yesterday. It was his 3rd of the year. Perry's on deck. Rainey, who tries to make you go for bad pitches. He's a nibbler, as they say in the trade. Bill Buckner, who's not playing and not penciled in either of these games here. Strong rumors that they're going to try to get a pitcher for him. Buckner said he wasn't going to shave until he played 2 games in a row. He looks like he's been in Alaska for a month. The 2-0. The side, 3-0.
Well, there is a pretty strong report that he is going to Boston. The Red Sox need a first baseman for Dennis Eckersley, but they haven't worked that out. That's a rumor, too. It doesn't mean it's going to happen.
3 balls, no strikes to Horner. Strike call, 3-1. Well, Dallas Green knows it, as does everyone, that when you play 162 games, you've got to have some good arms. You just can't win a pennant with very poor pitching. Sometimes even average pitching won't get you there unless you score an awful lot of runs. And there's a strikeout of Horner on a curveball, and he is fan free. It was a day similar to this as we look at that breaking ball again. Curveball going down. Gerald Perry on a very similar day had a good day here last year. He had a home run in those seats in left center. 1-0. Up the middle, base hit. And when you get one through here on this infield grass, you've done something, because they keep it long.
That is called the Say-Boa grass.
Yes.
And boy, you need a machete to hack your way through on the left side of the infield.
Now Glenn Hubbard. Hubbard 0 for 4 yesterday. Well, we want to wish Terry Harper well. You know how we feel about him. He's one of the real neat guys in the business and kind of a victim of numbers. He could be optioned, and there's a couple others on the team that can't, and he can be called back. So we hope that Terry goes down there and gets his swing grooved and is called back. 1 ball, no strikes. 2-0. This game becomes very cold sometimes, but all players are aware of it. 2 balls and no strikes. Benedict on deck. The Cubs lead it 3-0 on Durham's 3-run home run. There's a drive to left. Back toward that wall goes Matthews, and this ball is off the top of the wall. He just missed a homer by inches. It has to hit over the yellow line, and you saw Murphy's ball yesterday, which was under the yellow line, and this one was even closer to being over the line. Let's take a look.
Oh, the Braves are really hitting in bad luck. Hubby just can't get this ball to go out. Well, I'll tell you what, that was closer than Murphy's ball. That was hit higher off the wall than Murphy's ball. And now you have a situation where the catcher, Bruce Benedict, is up, the 8th hitter in the lineup, 2 out, 2nd and 3rd. The Braves couldn't even get 1 run in then. As Maxwell had to hold Perry up, he would have been a dead duck at the plate. And the Cubs, they've got to walk Benedict. If not walk him, not give him anything good to hit at.
Sometimes early they'll take a chance, and it looks like that's what they're going to do here. Pitch carefully. They're up by 3. Hit foul past third. That was 2 runs, if it's fair. While the Cubs are on a roll, yesterday they needed a high bouncer to score a run, and they got that. And Jim Frey has admitted it. We need a ball to stop fair on the foul line. We've been getting that. And that's what happens when you're winning. They've won 4 in a row. 0-2. He's ahead in the count. No balls, 2 strikes. Hit to third. Hebner, long throw. Got him. And the Braves strand 2. We go to the bottom of the 2nd. 3-0 Chicago. Well, a great day to tan or burn, whatever you do, as you take a look at the bleachers. Back to the ball game, folks. Here's Jody Davis. Strike.
I thought we were at Jones Beach for a minute.
A little bit high. Davis 1 for 3 yesterday with a double.
Well, they're really trying to wave Gerald Perry somewhere. Joe Pignatano, Tommy Aaron trying to bring him in, I guess.
1-2. Davis with 5 homers and 30 RBIs. He has 9 career homers against the Braves. And a 1-2. A little bit high. 2-2. Perez is 1-3 lifetime against Chicago. Strikeout of Davis. That's number 2 for I-285. This is Dave Owen, youngster who hasn't played that much. He has a brother, Spike Owen, who's in the American League. He has no batting average, no homers, no RBIs. Pops it up. Benedict gives it a look, but it's back out of play. Bouncer second. Hubbard to first. Must be Owen's first time at bat in the major leagues this year.
See, Hubbard backs up on the ground ball. He was just brought up. Tom Verizon, the backup infielder, had to go on the disabled list. Got to the point where Sunday they went with Larry Bowa instead of pinch hitting for him in the 9th inning. A game the Cubs won. The game was tied. But they said, though, if they had been behind, they would have pinch hit for Bowa and played Keith Moreland at shortstop. That's why Owen was recalled.
This is Rainey taking a ball. 2 down in the second. Benedict should catch that. Let's see. He does. Nice play. The ball wasn't that high in the air, and a nice catch by Benedict back against the screen. That's a 1-2-3. We go to the third. 3-0 Chicago. This is Perez. 1 ball, 1 strike. And the 1-1. 1-2. Dave Owen, their young shortstop, was at Iowa this year, batting .250, a homer and 7 RBIs. He has 2 hits in the major leagues. They came last year when he was brought up. Bunt on 2 strikes, foul, strikeout. Now Claudell Washington. Washington grounded a third first time up. Fastball outside. He uses his fastball almost like a changeup. The 1-0. Off the end of the bat, Hebner. Got him.
You know, Ernie, as you explained, we're following the Cubs' speed for the most part. We're going to see the ground ball again. Hebner makes a play. You know the shot just before that? I finally figured out why they call it beautiful Wrigley Field.
Okay. Now Rafael Ramirez. One and 0. Ramirez struck out the first time up. Rainey is fan 4. That is high for him. He's not a strikeout pitcher. And the 1-0. Hit foul. Rainey was a big winner here last year with 14 wins, 13 losses, ERA 4.5. You tend to have higher ERAs at Wrigley. A little bit high. 2-1. And the 2-1. 2-2. Out in front on the slider. That's well hit, but it might be caught, and it is. Hall coming over for the catch. Raffy hung it out there, but it stayed up for Mel Hall. That's a 1-2-3. We go to the bottom of the third. Still 3-0 Chicago. He'll be followed by Sandberg, then Matthews. Over first, and it's going to be foul. He just missed a double. Phillies tried to make a switch hitter out of Dernier, and he just said this past year when he's been over here with the Cubs that he'd rather not hit lefty. And I guess they're glad they listened to him. He's hit safely in 15 of his last 18 games. One ball, one strike. In there, 1-2. 400 to dead center, 368 in the alleys, 353 to the right field foul pole, and 355 to the left field. And that's up the middle, base hit. Dernier, who singled the first time, singles the second time. That's
Looks like a low fastball, and Dernier went out and got it. Just kind of stroked it up the middle. Now you have to watch Dernier because he's bound to run every time he gets on.
They play hit and run too with Sandberg. There he goes. Swing, throw. He's going to be out of there. No squawk from Dernier, so a good throw by Benedict.
There he goes, and Trevino this time put the ball right on the money. The ball outran Dernier, and he was tagged out easily.
You mean Benedict?
Excuse me, Benedict.
Sandberg took a swing at it, and there's a base hit to left. So the caught stealing really helped.
And by the way, I think I also said Trevino in the first inning, too. He's going to catch the second game, but Bruce is back there, and his throw in the first inning skipped, but this one Bruce put right on the money.
Gary Matthews had a base hit in the first. Sandberg's no slowpoke. He's stolen 6 out of 7. 0-1. John Vukovich coaching at first base, and Don Zimmer at third. Strike on a fastball, 0-2. Cubs now have 5 hits off Pasquale. The Braves have 2 off Rainey. Fouled away. Had 15,000 here yesterday. I think we'll have that many today. We're home tomorrow night. It'll be good to get home from this 4-week road trip. Matthews is a strikeout victim, and that's number 3 for Pascual Perez. Leon Durham. They got to call him Bull. Runner at first, and now 2 down. Strike call. Want to remind you, on Saturday it's Canet Dairy's Braves Jersey Day. First 15,000 youngsters, just 14 and under, pick up one of those neat replica Braves home jerseys. That is Saturday, May 26th. Canet Dairy's our sponsor, and Visor Day sponsored by Bulldog Movers on Sunday. A couple of nice promotions. Cardinals are in for 4 days, then the Cubs for 2. Then you pack your bags again. The longest road trip of the season. Cincinnati, then out to the West Coast for the Atlanta Braves. 1-1. Popped him up behind third, foul into the seats. 1-2. Durham homered the first time with 2 aboard. He hit it in left center. His 10th home run of the year. One and 2. He got him. 2 strikeouts in a row for Pasquale. They strand a runner. A nice throw by Benedict, and we go to the 4th. Chicago up by 3.
Murph struck out on a terrible pitch his first time. Rainey isn't wild, but he walks a lot of guys because he nibbles. He pitches the only way he can. There's a great example of what I mean. This little breaking ball that he started out at the ankles and went down to the shoes. If you swing at those pitches, you're really helping him out.
Then you're trying to say that that shoes are below the hitter's ankles, and I think you're right.
Yeah. Tough pitch to hit.
We leave no stone unturned to provide information.
The Cubs lead at 3-0 here in the 4th. Murphy, Chambliss, Hoerner, 3, 4, and 5 in the Braves order. He held up. And no, he didn't. John McSherry says he went around. But Murphy has struck out twice on the same pitch. And that's the 5th strikeout for Rainey. Rainey's a great example of how you can pitch and be successful and not have a good arm. He doesn't throw the ball hard at all, but boy, he really pitches with his head, pitching the spots, never giving in to the hitter, never getting the ball over the plate around the belt or so. Well, that one went inside, and Chambliss hit it on the ground to short. 2-way.
Every night, CNN's the one to turn to for a complete half hour filled with sports news, interviews, and game highlights. Don't miss Sports Tonight at 11:30 Eastern, only on CNN.
Well, thank you, Skip. I had wondered what I was going to do at that time tonight, and now I know.
I don't know where that came from. We're about as organized up here as a Indiana Pacer fast break.
5 strikeouts recorded thus far by Rainey, tied to season high.
That's Rainey's season high in strikeouts, 5. It's a 1-2-3 inning for Rainey. Nothing across to the Braves at the end of 3.5. 3-0 Chicago. Mel Hall leads off the bottom of the 4th for the Cubs. Chicago has a 3-0 lead. That is foul and hit like a bullet. Ball had a lot of overspin on it, and it hooked foul. In the first inning, Perez was very, very unlucky. Denier hit a pop fly, which Gerald Perry lost. That was a base hit. Matthews hit a pop fly to right field that fell in for a hit. And Leon Durham hit a fly ball home run to left. So it's 3-0 Chicago. Chuck Rainey has been great for the Cubs. At the knees on the inside corner.
You know what I don't understand? Why is Claudel playing that deep? He's about 4 steps from the wall. With his speed, he can get there anywhere.
Chambliss on the short hop, 1 away. Yeah, you know, they were wildly waving in Gerald Perry in the last inning or the inning before. But with the wind blowing today, you might play deeper in left than you would in right. But Claudel Washington really is playing deep right. It's one of those things we can't get a shot at it because this is not our feed. We're sharing a feed with Chicago. Here's Richie Hebner. There's Claudel with, that's very deep right field.
Not that you shouldn't play hitters like Hebner deep, but when you're that deep, it seems like you'd be at the wall far before the ball got there if it was hit that way. But what do I know?
Murphy on the run, and it will dunk in for a base hit.
Would you like to hear a true Richie Hebner story?
Yes.
As you look at this blue pit again, you know, he's still a grave digger in the off-season up in Massachusetts. His dad runs or manages a cemetery. And he dug a grave one day a couple years ago, and a member of the funeral party complained that the grave wasn't deep enough.
Jody Davis takes it down low.
And Rich's response was, well, that's as deep as all the graves are, beside which nobody's ever come out of one yet. Not in this cemetery.
And you know what?
He's right.
Yep. Logic is on his side. The count is 2-0 on Davis. Now 2-1. Do you suppose that he, you know, that kind of stuff is in press guides and all. Do you suppose he really digs graves after all the money he's been making in baseball?
Good way to stay in shape.
Yep. Kind of a lonely profession, but
that's why he talks so much, because during the winter, 8 hours a day, nobody answers it.
Three and 1 on Jody Davis. Here's the old grave digger at first base. That'll be out of play.
Craig McMurtry wants us to wish the Troy, Texas Trojans good luck in the baseball playoffs.
And I hope they
high school
score
team.
more runs than the Braves do for McMurtry.
Yes. Rick Mailer, after Mac asked me to do that, said that if they win today, they play Petticoat Junction tomorrow, but I think he was kidding.
Hebner is going on 3-2. It's fouled off. Boy, a great crowd here at Wrigley Field on this Thursday afternoon. The bleachers are packed. And a pretty good crowd in the other stands as well. And the Cubbies lead it 3-0 here in the bottom of the fourth of game one. Once again, it'll be a 3-2 to Davis. Again, Hebner is going. Strike him out. Row him out, but Hubbard dropped the ball. Throw had him beat. Hubby just dropped it. And so Hebner will get a stolen base.
If I'm the scorer, I got to give him an error here. Let's see what they do. They give him that's hometown scoring, because he's out by 15 feet. Hubby just simply dropped the ball. Now, how can you give a guy a stolen base? I don't mean to be picky, but
no, I agree. In fact, I thought there were a couple calls yesterday that were unusual too. Two-way. And this is the youngster Dave Owen, who while at Iowa was hitting .250 with a homer and 7 RBIs, were called when their utility man Tom Verizor went on the disabled list. His brother Spike plays for the Seattle Mariners. Hebner at second with 2 outs here in the bottom of the fourth. The Cubs lead at 3-0. One and two.
Found out something interesting today. Mr. Cub, Ernie Banks, no longer even lives in Chicago. He's out in Los Angeles working for a movie-related firm.
Claudel in deep right makes the catch shot. That takes care of the Cubs here in the fourth. No runs on a hit, and they leave one. At the end of 4 innings of play, it is 3-0 Chicago. We go to the fifth. It is 3-0 Cubbies on Leon Durham's 3-run home run in the first. Chuck Rainey has pitched very well. He has really kept the Braves off stride. Gerald Perry had a base hit his first time. And he might beat that out. Owen has a long throw, and it is in time. Good play by Owen from deep short.
He led the American Association in fielding percentage last year, and you can see that he is a good shortstop. He shows you a strong arm here, too.
Out by a good stride. Here's Hubby, who just missed a 2-run home run his first time. His double hit high off the left field wall. Skip Carey, John Sterling with you from Wrigley Field, game 1. Braves down 3-0 midway through. One and one. Boy, it's going to seem funny sleeping where we're going to be sleeping tonight. No, I meant, see, we're going home, and oh, it's been a long time.
You're not getting any help at all from me, pal. I'll see you later.
Braves charter home right after the game. Thank goodness. 2-1 pitch. Now, how deep will it go? That's Matthews right near the wall. Isn't that something? Hubby has doubled high off the wall and put Matthews right into the ivy. But Sarge made the catch, 2 away.
I just went through 165 lines, and I'm not going to use any of them.
I was waiting for one, too. That's the thing.
No, I have no courage.
Bruce Benedict with 2 outs here in the 5th. Oh, I talked to a certain professor type guy yesterday, and he is doing fine. Pete Van Wieren says hello to all his fans. He's gotten a lot of mail, very happy about that, and is itching to get back, and he should be with us tomorrow night at the stadium when the Braves take on the Cards in the first of a 4-game series.
Probably with a fresh haircut.
Here's the 2-0. Perez on deck. It's starting to get late for the Braves. 2 outs here in the 5th. Owen will have plenty of time. And a 1-2-3 inning for Rainey. Nothing across for the Braves at the end of 4.5. Chicago 3. And Atlanta nothing.
Family, order your copy of the catalog today by sending only $1 along with your name and address to Braves Catalog, Post Office Box 4064, Atlanta 30302. You'll receive a coupon worth $1 toward your first order.
Here we go to the bottom of the 5th. Here is pitcher Chuck Rainey. The lead off for the Cubs, then Bob Denier and Ryne Sandberg. Perez has really been as good as Rainey, just not as lucky. 2 pop fly singles preceded a fly ball home run into the wind by Leon Durham in the first. That's been it. 1-1. Paco has struck out 5 and not walked a batter. That's foul. 1-2 on Rainey. Wind has changed a bit. It is still blowing out, but it's blowing out to right field a bit now, too. That's a tough play for somebody. Not in time.
Horner and Ramirez get just a little bit tangled up here, and that might be the key to Rainey beating the rep. Perez couldn't quite get to it. Bob had to take an extra step there, it looked like, and he's safe.
Well, Rainey at first base, and here's Bob Denier, who's 2 for 2. He had a pop fly to left that dropped in the first inning, and then a solid ground ball single. Do they have him? No. Benedict snapped the throw, and Rainey almost caught off.
Where, pray tell, was he going?
You know, I don't know how he runs, but he looks like a guy who does not run very fast. That's 2-0. The first pitch was a ball. The Braves have no warm-up activity. Perez is due to lead off in the 6th. Yesterday, Craig McMurtry had a no-hitter through 5, and back through 5 1/3. Then Matthews homered in the 6th, and McMurtry had to be hit in 4 of the 7th. That bunt, that's going to be tough to beat him out. Denier is safe. He can really run. And so the Cubs have first and second, no one out, leading 3-0 here in the 5th.
Bunted it right off the plate, and he slowed up before he took off. Again, they got tangled up together, and that might have been the difference. Denier started to umpire that ball instead of running, but he still beat the ref.
Now there is no question that Sandberg will be bunting. With Matthews, Durham, and Hall up and back of him, now the Braves bullpen gets busy. Rick Camp is warming up, or beginning to warm up. Perez in the first inning gave up 2 pop flies and a fly ball, and that was good for 3 runs, and now 2 infield hits, 1 a bunt. The Braves are playing bunt. If Sandberg bunts successfully, then the Cubs would have a great shot at taking a 5-0 lead, as they have Durham and Matthews up. Now 2-0 on Sandberg. Now, first of all, Matthews would have a shot at it. Then I guess you could walk Durham and pitch to Mel Hall to get the 3rd out, but Mel Hall's a pretty good hitter too. No one out, bottom of the 5th. 3-0 Chicago. Base hit to left field. Rainey around 3rd. They're waving him in. Perry's throw is way off line. And it is 4-0 Chicago, still no one out.
Jim Fry crossed up the Braves. They expected the bunt from Sandberg, and with Horner in on the grass, that ball sailed on through. Gerald just doesn't throw well at all. Rainey is tremendously slow. That throw had to be cut off. It would have been about 40 feet up the line. And they still have runners at first and second with nobody out. Now it's 4-0. A very frustrating day for Atlanta so far.
It is, and the thing the Braves don't want to happen is for this game to get completely away from them here in the 5th. You can come back from 3 or 4 runs down, but if it gets to be 6-0, your chances are very slim, obviously.
Although I'll tell you, in this ballpark, I've seen enough games here. When the wind blows out, you never have enough runs. You can be up 10-0 in the 8th, and you're worried.
Well, let's hope. Let's hope. Now the Cubs have 2 on, no one out, and now they've got their punch up. Gary Matthews and then Durham. Matthews misses the slider, strike 1. The Cubs not only have 2 men on, but they have their 2 fastest runners on. Denier at second. There's Ryne Sandberg at first, and they both can really run. Perez threw the fastball by him, 0-2. 4-0 Chicago, bottom of the 5th, and still no one out. Just missed the outside corner. Skip, you know what you mentioned about Claudel? He's playing deeper now in right field. And now for a right-hand hitter in Gary Matthews. Matthews with a single and 2 trips. It'll be a 1-2 from Perez. Did he go? They check John McSherry at first base, and he says no. I don't think he went around either, so it'll be a 2-2. That's a foul ball, and the count remains 2-2. I think with the extra run, even if Perez does get out of it, I think the Braves will pinch hit for Paco leading off the 6th. Right now, the 2-2. Just missed high. Now Jim Frye, who plays a running game here in Chicago. One of the few times the Cubs have had a team that has run for many, many years. He might start the runners. Stay out of the double play. They're going. And it's fouled off. That's a new element, Skip, for this Cubs team that they run, especially with Dernier and Sandberg.
I really think that's why Dernier was the key man in the trade, though he's not as good a hitter as Gary Matthews because they were such a slow, lumbering club. Now with Dernier and Sandberg at the top of their order, they can do so many more things. Durham also runs well, as does Hall.
And, of course, it allowed them to put Dernier in center and give them a much better defensive outfield. Three balls, 2 strikes on Matthews. No one out. Bottom of the 5th. Cubs lead it 4-0. The runners go. And the pitch is fouled off. And I'll tell you something funny happened there.
Yes.
Dernier did not go, and Sandberg did go.
If he strikes out, Bruce Benedict goes absolutely wacko. And if he throws to second base, maybe, just maybe, a triple play.
There you see manager Jim Frye. Somebody missed a sign. Dernier was not running, and Sandberg was. And as Skip said, if he strikes out, they have 2 guys at second base. They're both going. A rope to center field. Base hit. No one will score. They have 2 men hung up. They have Dernier and Sandberg both between second and third. One of them gets tagged out, Sandberg. Dernier held up. Sandberg running on the base hit, and with a much better view of it, was around second and near third. So Matthews singles to center, and Sandberg is tagged out.
Here it is again. I don't know whether Zimmer loused this play up or what. I can see why he held up. He thought the ball might be caught. Now Hubbard does the right thing here. He knows he's got 2 guys there. He's going to get somebody out. In fact, I'm really surprised he threw the ball at all. Horner makes the tag. So runners at first and third with 1 out and nobody's in. It could have been much, much worse.
If you're scoring, the play goes 8-4-5. Now you have Dernier at third and Matthews at first, 1 out. Uh-oh. Deep center field. It is gone. Another 3-run home run for Leon Durham. Well, Leon Durham now has 11 home runs and 37 RBIs. That's all for Perez. The Cubbies lead it 7-0, and Rick Camp comes in the game. So Rick Camp comes in there. You see Perez on the bench, and we'll see what Rick. Perez goes 4 1/3 innings. Gives up 11 hits and 7 runs. Rick Camp comes on for the Braves. And the first guy he'll face will be Mel Hall. It is 7-0 Chicago. That's hit the deep center. Back goes Murphy. It is gone. Home run. Mel Hall touches them all. That went right into that little basket in deep center field. They put up to stop the refuse from hitting the field from the bleacher bums. It is 8-0 Cubs. Fouled off by Hebner.
And that was a hanging breaking ball. He just threw Hebner. It's the first time Camp has pitched since May 13th, by the way.
That will not be a home run. Claudel comes in, makes the catch 2 away. Now Hebner flies to right. And here is the 8th hitter in the inning, Jody Davis.
Well, let's look at the bright side here. If Dernier and Sandberg hadn't gotten loused up on the bases, they'd have another run.
Yeah, it'd be 9-0 instead of 8-0. One of those days. Just think what a great comeback it'll be if the Braves come back in this game. 1-1. Here is Jody. And that's it to deep left field. Back goes Perry. Looks up. Gone. Home run. Jody Davis hits number 6. That was Hebner's 3rd home run. You look at a very unhappy Joe Torre and Dal Maxwell in the Braves dugout. It is 9-0 Cubs. Dave Owen a grounded to 3rd. Corner, and the inning is finally over. However, for the Cubs again, 6 runs on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hits. 6 runs on 7 hits for the Cubs. No errors and no one left at the end of 5 innings of play. The Cubbies 9, and he replaces Matthews. Gene Garber in the Atlanta bullpen. And Jerry Royster is going to come up and pinch hit for Rick Camp. It is 9-0 Chicago. Durham 2 home runs, good for 6 RBIs, the most he's ever had in a big league ball game. Mel Hall and Jody Davis had singletons. And Chuck Rainey has a big fat 9-0 lead here in the 6th. Royster pinches for Camp, and Garber will come on in the 7th. Skip, I have to share a sign with you that I saw before, right down here to our right underneath. I don't see it anymore, but and this was put up after the 1st inning. Right now, Rainey to Royster. 0-2. Big bed sheet from the fans, and the sign said, "We want Buckner." Bill Buckner's a pretty good hitter, but the guy playing first base, Leon Durham.
Boy. If they're not happy with their team the way they've played to this point, very tough to please.
Leon Durham is taking over the league. Royster strikes out on 3 pitches, and there's 1 away. Well, that is the 6th strikeout for Rainey, and that's bad hitting by the Braves because Rainey is not an overpowering pitcher. He is very much of a breaking ball pitcher. Pitch to spots, nibble around, and the Braves are just swinging from their heels.
That's a season high for him. He only had 17 in 46 innings coming in.
What I'm saying is if you want to make contact against Rainey, you can. And maybe some of the Braves are swinging for the walls, what with the wind blowing out. That's not a good job of hitting because, you know, Rainey not a strikeout pitcher. You can make contact against him. One away here in the 6th. And it's now 3-0 on Claudel. One thing I'm sure Joe Torre is telling his players on the bench, if they can score 9 runs in a couple innings, so can we, and we have 4 wraps left. The Braves finally get a walk. You know, in the first inning, I thought Rainey could have walked 3 men. Now, the Braves kind of bailed him out. That's the first walk given up by Rainey. CW at first base with 1 out, and the Cubbies lead at 9-0 game 1. Yeah, the Braves have been swinging at that little breaking ball, which he throws around your ankles. There's a strike. Dale Murphy on deck. It'll be Pete Falcone for the Braves and Rick Russell for the Cubbies in the second game. That's hit hard down the left field line and over Gary Wood's head. One hop against the wall, a long single. Played beautifully by Gary Woods. And the Braves, anyway, aren't going to take chances, not down by 9 runs. But Ramirez hit that ball as hard as you can hit it and got just a single out of it. Well, the Braves have 2 on, and here's Murph. Murph has struck out twice against Rainey. I hope Rainey gets a breaking ball up a little bit, and Murph goes with it to right field. He took it high inside, ball 1. They get 1 and the double play. A 5-4-3 double play. No runs on a hit for the Braves. They leave 1 at the end of 5.5. Chicago 9 and Atlanta nothing. Jerry Royster stays in the game. Remember, he pinch hit for Camp. Jerry is playing shortstop. There's Jerry. And he will obviously stay in the 9th position. Gene Garber will take over Ramirez's spot in the batting order and bat second. Chuck Rainey, who led off that ruckus last inning. Rainey had that high bouncing single past third, or near third, fielded by Horner, went past Perez. Then the successful bunt by Denier, the base hit by Sandberg, the single by Matthews, had a runner thrown out, and then the home runs began. A 3-run job by Durham and single home runs by Mel Hall and Jody Davis. The Cubbies had 6 runs. 9-0 Chicago, bottom of the 6th, game 1. At second base, the hub. Now it's Bob Denier, who has been a terrific leadoff man today. He singled to left and scored on the Durham home run. Single to center, was caught stealing. Then beat out a bunt and scored on another Durham home run. 1-1 now on Denier. Garber is 1-2. Fouled off. Again, chop foul, 1-2. That's going to be the 4th hit for Denier.
Tell you what, when they haven't hit home runs, they've been like Wee Willie Keeler, hitting them where they ain't. A lot of bleeders and infield hits, and you need that to win.
Well, Denier's job is to get on base. I'm sure that the Cubs, very much like the Phillies, want Denier to hit down on the ball. He's so fast, that ball takes a couple of hops on the left side. He has a chance. Here's Ryne Sandberg, 1 out, 1 on. Bottom of the 6th, 9-0 Chicago, game 1. Sandberg is 2 for 3. I don't know if Denier will be running with a 9-0 lead, but 1-1. I am one of those who feel it is not wrong to run or bunt when you lead by a lot. That's what you're supposed to do, is score runs. 1-2. Let's see if they can get 2. Hubby turns it over. Good double play. 6-4-3 double play for the Braves. No runs on a hit. No one left, and at the end of 6 innings of play, the Chicago Cubs 9 and the Atlanta Braves nothing.
Rainey is breezing. Right back to the mound. He misjudged it. Let's see if Hebner can throw him out. No. See how they score it. Looked like he reached for that ball too soon, as so often happens. Your depth perception is not good from that pitcher's mound. And it's an infield hit for Chambliss. Horner has struck out, tapped to the mound. Braves have made only 2 outs to the outfield in this entire game. Curve stayed inside. 1 ball, no strikes. This is Rainey's 9th start. He has no complete games, but he's got a shot at one here.
He's pitched well. He's kept the ball down, thrown a lot of breaking balls, and tried to get grounders.
There's his infrequently seen fastball, and it's 1-1. Well, it's no secret the Braves are a good fastball hitting team. There's a base hit, like a shot for Horner. 2 on, nobody out.
I think that was a fastball, and he's in a situation where he knows he's got a pretty good bullpen out there, although Smith pitched yesterday and doesn't want to walk anybody. So he'll pitch a few more fastballs perhaps now. Well, what the Braves need, of course, and everyone knows that, is a few on base and then a fly ball that gets out of here. So far they haven't been able to do it.
We really have trouble with guys who change up a lot, as Rainey does. Here's Gerald Perry. He's 1 out of 2. into center field. Dernier comes on and makes the catch. That ball was hit sharply, but right out to center fielder. One away for Hubbard, who's hit the ball hard a couple of times. He doubled off the left field wall, just missing a homer, and flied to deep left. That wind continues to blow a gale. I don't know that any of the Chicago home runs would have been home runs on a still day, but it's blowing just as much when we hit as it does when they hit, so you can't use that as a cop-out. 2 on, 1 out. Breaking ball on the outside corner. Pete Falcone and Rick Russell in the nightcap here.
Might add, Russell's never been easy for the Braves. He's got a good lifetime record, and he keeps the ball down low and throws a lot of sliders and sinkers. But one of these days, the Braves are going to really break out in a rash of hits. It's bound to happen. They've got too many good hitters for it not to happen. Meantime, it drives you bananas.
A ball and 2 strikes to count. Chambliss at second, Horner at first. Base hit left field. Chambliss is going to be waved. They got a shot at him at the plate. The throw, he is safe as the throw gets away. Boy, Maxey really surprised me there. Down 9 runs, but it worked out all right. Hubbard drives in a run with a base hit to left.
Well, Maxey might have waved him just to say, let's get a run, let's do something, and probably Torres even talked to him on the bench. Got to get something going, and instead of sitting around and waiting for somebody to hit one out of the ballpark, Chambliss scored. Take another look at him coming. The ball got away from Jody. I think Chris might have had it hit Chambliss. That's why it got away. Here's Benedict.
Would have been a bang-bang play at the plate had it not.
Yes, sir.
Here's Benedict. You can get him in a hurry here with the wind blowing out. Tim Stoddard begins to work on the Cub bullpen. There's a strike on the corner to Bruce. Benedict has bounced to third, bounced to short. Jerry Royster moves on deck. Donnie Moore, just activated today, begins to throw in the bullpen. If we get that far, they would pinch hit for Gene Garber. Made him look awful with a breaking ball, 0-2. So Rainey quickly out in front. Didn't miss by much, did he? 1-2 now, the count on Benedict. 2 on, 1 out, 1 in. Horner at second, Hubbard at first. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Tomorrow night, Len Barker against Dave LaPointe in Atlanta. We'll have it for you at 7:35 Eastern Time. He's run it full, 3-2. Good patience at the plate shown by Benedict. So now the payoff pitch to the Atlanta catcher. Now they ask for help, but it's ball 4. Billy Connors on the phone to the Cubs bullpen. Now the bases are loaded for Royster. We were talking about this before. You just never have enough runs when the wind blows out at Wrigley Field, and I know that's the way Jim Fry feels about it.
There is Jim Fry.
Boy, Stoddard hasn't been up for long. This may just be a preliminary visit. Let's see. Brian Rainey talk it over as if he's going to make a move, but well, he is. He's going to Stoddard. Rainey gets a good hand as he leaves, deservedly so. Stoddard. Tim Stoddard will pitch, and he inherits a bases loaded, 1-out spot. Stoddard 3-0, a 1.54 earned run average. He has 2 saves. This is his 17th appearance of the year. He has pitched extremely well for the Cubbies. He's had a little control trouble. He's walked 16 in 21 innings. Rather, in 23 and a third innings. And he's on now to face Jerry Royster with the bases loaded and 1 out. There's a good breaking ball as he continues his warm-ups. Royster has appeared once in the game and struck out. Horner is at third, Hubbard at second, Benedict at first. Rainey went 6 1/3, allowed 6 hits, struck out a season-high 6, walked 2, has allowed 1 run to this point. The runners on base are his responsibility. Curve, 0-1. Jerry was going for the downs, but came up empty. Breaking ball missed outside. 1-1 the count. He's got a very good breaking pitch. You can see that already. He's got a good fastball too. There it is. So Royster's in the hole, 1-2. There's a base hit down the left field line. That'll score a couple of them. Benedict pumps into third base. Royster with a big base hit, and all of a sudden it's 9-3. A 2-run double for Royster. Stoddard hung a pitch, and Jerry jumped all over it.
A curve is a curve is a curve, and if you hang one, you're in trouble. And that's just what he did to Royster. Down the line it goes, and Horner trots in. So's Hubbard.
Washington bats. Mike Jorgensen moves on deck. He would pinch hit for Garber next. Donnie Moore loosening up in the Atlanta bullpen. Washington 0 for 2 today with a walk. He is 3 for his last 41 in Wrigley Field. Stoddard steps back off the mound. A base hit makes it a 9-5 ball game with the wind blowing out. And then you got a chance. We're only in the 7th, and another game to follow this one. He missed the corner. It's 1-1. Benedict at third, Royster at second. There's 1 out in the inning. There's a good fast strike. So as he did on Royster, he gets ahead in the count. A ball, 2 strikes. Infield back for Chicago, of course. Ground ball headed for right field. That sneaks through for a base hit. 1 run is in. 2 runs are in, and it's a 9-5 ball game. Washington now with 29 RBIs on the year. A 2-run single. He didn't hit it hard, but he hit it in a good spot. So Royster and Benedict score. It's 9-5. Here's Jorgensen.
Well, he hit that right off the ground. Breaking ball going down, and Claudel got enough of it. Knocked in 2.
It's a 9-5 ball game. You can close the book on Rainey. 6 1/3 innings, 6 hits, 4 runs, all earned, 6 strikeouts, 2 walks. So Jorgensen pinch hits for Garber. Let's keep it going here. The Cubbies have a 5-run inning, rather a 6-run inning. Atlanta has scored 5 to this point here in the 7th. That misses. 1-1. I don't know where I got Stoddard being from North Carolina. He's from East Chicago, Indiana.
Well, I thought he played college ball up at North Carolina, basketball, one of those schools.
Yeah, North Carolina State. That's what I was thinking of. Yeah, he was a basketball player. Yeah. With David Thompson and Burleson and that group.
Yeah.
Started out on the White Sox, Shane, and then went to Baltimore. Had some pretty good years over there. The 1-2. Foul back into the upper deck above our head. He's 6'7", 250.
Line on driver, 1 inning pitch, 1 hit.
They got him from Oakland for a right-handed pitcher named Stan Kiles and an outfielder named Stan Broderick on March 26th, right at the end of spring training. Took it high. It's 2-2. He's been ahead of every hitter, but every hitter's hit. Dale Murphy waits to hit next. Five are in the 7th for Atlanta, and the crowd has gotten a little restless here. They've really quieted down in Chicago. He stays alive as he fights it off. Still 2-2. Just missed high. It's 3-2. You see Jody Davis there emphasizing to Stoddard, get the ball down. Now you do a payoff pitch. Dale Murphy is on deck. More activity in the bullpen. Popped him up. Owen going out, battling the sun. On comes Woods, and Woods reaches out to make the catch for the second out of the inning. Warren Brewster begins to throw in the Chicago bullpen.
That was a nice play by Woods. He came a long way for the ball. He saved everybody because it looked like Owen had a problem with it. There you see Brewster.
Well, here's Murph, who had no luck at all against Rainey. 0 for 3, 2 strikeouts and a double play grounder. Let's see how he does against the hard thrower. If he gets one up, we're within 2. He's the 9th man to bat in the inning. Breaking ball high. Boy, he's got everything up all of a sudden.
Yep.
Brewster will begin the warm for Chicago. Warren Brewster.
He got that curveball down, but too far down. 2-0 the count. The 2-0 to Murph. 3 balls, no strikes. The left-hand hitter, Chris Chambliss, is next. Three and 1. Braves have been out hit 14-8, outscored 9-5. We're in the 7th. Murphy can't believe that's a strike. Neither can I. 3-2 the count. So the runner will be going from first on the payoff pitch. Ball 4. 2 are on with 2 out. Well, come on, Chris. Get one up in the air. Chambliss 1 for 3. Two on, 2 out, 5 in, but still down by 4. We left ourselves quite a hill to climb. At the knees, outside corner. Chambliss didn't think so. 0-1. Just missed the same spot to even the counter to ball and a strike. Horner would be next. Chambliss opened this inning with a single and scored a run. There are your runners. Washington, Murphy. Had a home run swing, didn't get the fastball. A ball and 2 strikes. Strike 3 called. Fastball at the knees. A perfect pitch, and the inning is over. Chambliss is called out on strikes. Braves get 5 runs on 5 hits. Now Joe Torre on his way to the field. What's this all about? I really don't know. But we'll be back in a minute. 5 runs, 5 hits. No errors, 2 left. It's 9-5. Mike Jorgensen stays in the game to play right field. Donnie Moore, the new pitcher, and Gary Woods pops the first pitch up. Chambliss took a look where the bag was so he didn't stumble over it, then made the catch for the first out. 1 pitch, 1 out. Moore making his first appearance since he went on the disabled list April 15th. There's Leon Durham, who's had a career here this afternoon. 2 3-run homers and a strikeout. Garber went an inning, allowed a hit. Jorgensen stays in the game, bats in the number 2 spot. Moore hits leadoff. One and 1 the count. That looked like a screwball that missed outside. I don't know if Washington became ill or what, because there's really no reason to flip-flop as they did. Hot shot, base hit center field. Durham's 3 out of 4. And here's Mel Hall, who homered against Kemp back in the 5th. He's 1 for 3. Moore will bat before Jorgensen bats again, so there's another reason. It wasn't just your run-of-the-mill flip-flop. It has to be illness or injury or something.
Another game to play.
Yeah.
Maybe give Jorgensen a chance to play a couple of innings.
The left-hand hitter waits. Into deep center. The wind's got it, but Murphy fades back and holds it in. Every fly ball's an adventure here today. 2 out. And here's Richie Hebner. Hebner 1 for 3. Cubs have pounded out 15 hits, 4 of them homers. And they lead at 9-5. Pete Falcone against Rick Russell in the nightcap. 1 ball, no strikes. Jody Davis would be next. 2-0 the Cubs. So now Hebner can look for a pitch. He was looking for a breaking ball to the inside part of the plate, got a fastball over the outside edge, and it's 2-1. Hebner hitting .522. Off-speed pitch stayed way high. 3-1 the count. Ernie Johnson, Skip Carey with you from Wrigley Field. Braves trying to stage a big comeback here. He smoked him. The count goes full, 3-2, so the runner will be motoring from first base. Leon Durham. The payoff. Try it again. Hebner, an outstanding hockey player in his youth. And without much doubt, the best grave digger in the National League.
Back in Connecticut.
Fouled back again. Still 3-2.
I don't know if Claudell's not feeling well or not. I look back at that 6th inning and I'm trying to figure out why he didn't get the third on that base hit by Ramirez that bounced off the wall. Unless he thought the outfielder might make a circus catch or something. Then he was removed after getting a base hit that knocked in a couple of runs. So I don't know.
Struck him out with an off-speed pitch, and the inning is over. Hebner throws the bat away in disgust. So Donnie Moore comes on for his first work in more than a month and does okay. 1 hit, no runs, no errors. 1 left. We go to the 8th with your score. Chicago 9, Atlanta 5. With the Braves down by 4. Horner 1 out of 3 scored a run an inning ago. The Braves got all their runs in the 7th inning. It will be Horner, Perry, and Hubbard. The breaking ball is low. 1 ball, no strikes. Wind's still blowing out. We haven't gotten one up in the air yet. The Cubs have 4 times. Two and 0 the count. A few base runners would come in handy here. Three balls, no strike. Stoddard and his manager Jim Fry both out of a Baltimore organization, and they live in the off-season in the same community in Maryland, Timonium. There's a start. Horner's aboard. Second walk for Stoddard, who's pitched very well for the Cubs this year, but has struggled throughout this game since he entered it. There's Gerald Perry. Perry 1 for 3. He's hit the ball hard on a couple of occasions. He is 2 for his last 27. That's 5 in a row that have missed the strike zone. That's right through there, 1-1. Perry, of course, taking all the way. Two balls and a strike. Fly ball down the left field line. Woods on the move, still coming. It's going to drop fair for a hit. They're on first and second with nobody out. Hit it off the end of the bat, but blooped it down that left field line. Everybody playing so deep because of the wind. And here comes Jim Frey to the mound. He has no activity in the bullpen at the moment, though they're starting to stir now. And Glenn Hubbard will stand in. Whoops. Big Lee Smith, who pitched the final 2 here yesterday, begins to heat up for the Cubbies. Stoddard doesn't have it today, at least not yet. Now our bullpen will.
Forster's going down. He hadn't been sitting down there.
But he's not going to get up now. I'll probably wait and see how things go here. Frey completes his chat with Stoddard. 2 on, nobody out. There's Big Lee Smith. Hubbard has doubled, singled home a run, and flied to left. Down low, 1 ball, no strikes. One more base runner brings a potential tying run to the plate. And the way the wind is blowing, everybody's a home run threat. Good live fastball there. It's 1-1. Benedict on deck, then Royster due. Caught the corner. Ball, 2 strikes. Base hit center field. Corner rounds third. They're going to wave him. It's 9-2. Perry falls down, and he is going to be safe at second base. What a break. He thought about going to third, then wisely thought better of it, slammed on the brakes and went to the deck, and just did scamper into second in time. Again on a 1-2 count. Braves get a hit.
Hubbard hit it well. A liner to center. They're going to wave Horner all the way. And Perry just made it back. First and second, and would you believe the tying runs at the plate?
And Benedict, though he is not a home run hitter, is a home run threat here. Everybody is a home run threat here. He's not going to face Tim Stoddard, I don't believe. Frey is on the top step waiting for word from the bullpen. And now he makes his way first to the home plate umpires. Take a little extra time here to get Smith ready, and he may go into a flip-flop. Hebner's coming off the field. So Lee Smith will doubtless get the call.
Say to third, I believe.
And Ron Cey will enter the game to play third. This is one of the days your score sheet looks like that chicken.
Yes, sir.
A hake, right?
Yep.
All right, so Smith will come on, and he will bat in the 6th spot in the order. And Cey will bat 9th. And Bruce Benedict will face Lee Smith with runners at first and second, nobody out. It's now a 9-6 ball game, and we don't mean to say we told you so, but we told you so. You never have a safe game in this ballpark when the wind is blowing out, because it makes everybody a home run threat. Here yesterday, though, he surrendered 2 hits One a long double, one a homer. It was his 8th save of the year. He's a good one. Big, hard-throwing right-hander out of Jamestown, Louisiana. Forster and Bedrosian in the Atlanta bullpen. 2 on, still nobody out. Anthony's outside edge, 0-1. He can run it up there, and no doubt about that. Stoddard went 2/3 of an inning, allowed 4 hits, 2 walks, had 1 strikeout. 2 runs to this point. The runners on base are his responsibility. That missed, and it's 1-1. The tying run is at the plate. The Braves once trailed 9-0. It's now 9-6. We are in the 8th. On the outside edge. Benedict didn't think so. A ball and 2 strikes. Jerry Royster would hit next. Then the pitcher would be due. High chop, say, gets it. He'll have no play, and they're loaded. It'll be an infield hit. I think he lost it a little bit in the sun. He made a heck of a play to get the ball. So they're loaded with nobody out. Now the go-ahead run is at the plate.
Thought for a moment it was going to be over his head. He got it in the webbing. It turned him around, and that prevented any play. He took a look at second, knew he had no play there, and Benedict beat it at first. And Royster's up there with the bases loaded, and there's nobody out.
He doubled home a couple his last time. Bob Watson has grabbed a bat and moved on deck to pinch hit for more. Are we ever going to get one up in this wind? This would be a nice spot. But we don't want to be greedy. I'll take a single. He pitches off the stretch. Just missed with a breaking ball. 1 ball, no strikes. He swung right through it. He had a good cut at that pitch. He just missed it. 1-1 the count. Terry from third, Hubbard from second, Benedict from first. 1-1 the count. He's in the hole, 1-2. We are out a left-hand. We don't have any left-handed pinch hitter. And we're 1 pinch hitter short because of the optioning of Terry Harper and the addition of an 11th pitcher.
We got no report on Washington either, because he was taken out of the ball game, and he would have been up next. There must have been a reason, but we weren't informed of any reason. Here's Jim Fry out again. This might be an injury visit.
It
looks
is.
like Smith is reaching for his side.
And now Dick Stello is telling Joe Torre that, and he'll have no complaint about it. Smith didn't warm up very long. He said he was ready and came into the game, and may in fact not have been, and he appears to have injured himself.
Well, they can ill afford to lose another pitcher. They've lost Dick Ruthven for 2 or 3 months, and this might not be serious, but he did reach for his side, and they're probably going to let him take a couple of warm-up tosses to see how he feels. He's been their bread and butter guy in the last couple of innings all season long. 8 saves.
He's going to stay in there, for Fry is already leaving the mound. He looks down toward his bullpen. He's got Brewster. He's been up a couple of times in this game. Somebody's going to go to work down there. It will be Warren Brewster. Meanwhile, a ball and 2 strikes the count to Royster. Didn't mean to. A little check swing roller. There's 1-2. A run is in. It's 9-7. And if you saw the play, it wasn't that Bruce Benedict wasn't hustling as you look at this again.
He didn't want to be tagged, and I thought Royster would be able to beat this because it wasn't hit that quick, that hard. The relay to first got him. Not too much of a problem. One run in, and Smith is still hurting out there. Here's Watson. Might have been a cramp, but we don't know for sure. He's back up on top of the hill.
That was a check swing by Royster. It's a shame he hit it as hard as he did. He hits it a little softer. He might be in business. Well, the tying run is at the plate. It's now 9-7. Jorgensen would be next. Watson bats for Donnie Moore. Boy, he's hurt. That's going to be all for him. That's amazing he got the double play the way he's feeling. He came running off the mound as he threw that ball. And Warren Brewster can have as long as he likes when he comes into the game to warm up, because this is a removal from the game due to an injury. And I think, we won't know, but maybe Lee just didn't warm up long enough. It's a warm day here, but whatever his problem is, you can see as he walks off that he's in pain. It looks like a lower back injury somewhere above his right hip, I think, is where he's hurting. And Warren Brewster will check into the game. He will inherit a 1-ball, no strike count. So Smith pitches a third of an inning and allows a hit. Pitches 2/3 of an inning, excuse me, double play. He allows a hit. Brewster comes on, and he has as much time as his little heart desires here. .65 earned run average. Could get his first save of the year here if he pitches effectively. Watson bats with a 1-0 count. Brewster makes his 8th appearance in 12 1/3 innings. He's given up 15 hits. He's thrown 2 home run balls. And that's what Watson's got to be thinking about here with that wind blowing a gale toward left field. A long one, and we're back even. But Rojan will be the new Atlanta pitcher, it would appear. He continues to throw in the bullpen. Forster has taken a seat. And Brewster continues to labor. As we mentioned before, he can take as much time as he likes.
And he's another member of the Philadelphia Alumni Club. We've got not only a lot of ball players here from the Philadelphia Phillies, but front office personnel too, and scouts.
But Brewster is a guy, you're right, he most of his career with Philadelphia. But last year he wound up with the White Sox. There's Bedrosian getting ready, and came over to the Cubs, and there's been a lot of that that's gone on as well. No, thank you. 2 are out here in the top of the 8th with a runner at third. No other games in progress later on this afternoon. Well, I take that back. Baltimore and Oakland are underway. They're scoreless after an inning. All the other action is tonight. I'm sure you guys discussed it earlier, but that Detroit club, boy, they did it again. 16 straight on the road. They're 34-5. And they pitched Jack Morris tonight, apparently. We had word that he was to pitch last evening.
Going for to tie the all-time record, 17-0 on the road by the old Giants.
And he is their ace. Well, more importantly for us, here's Watson and here's Brewster. He swung late, hit it fouled on the right side. A long one ties it. A little bloop moves us within 1. Between games, we'll try to find out about Claudel. What's what with him. He's in the hole. A ball, 2 strikes. Watson didn't fix up. Mike Jorgensen would be next. That missed. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Hubbard, the runner at third, 2 out. 9-7 our score. 26 hits in the game. 15 of them belong to Chicago. The 2-2. Boy, he just stayed alive. Good breaking ball. Watson stands back in. It's full, 3-2. The left-hand hitter is next. So something's got to give right here. Bedrosian makes his way to the dugout. There's your runner, and here's the 3-2 pitch. Paul's got it, and the inning is up. But the Braves edge closer. They scored 2 on 3 hits. No errors, a runner left. Bottom half of the 8th with your score. Now, Chicago 9, Atlanta 7. A ball and a strike. The count. Bedrosian 3-1 and 0.87 earned run average and 5 saves. Not too shabby. He's the 5th Atlanta pitcher. The 1-1. Three and 1 the count. Bill Buckner has grabbed the bat and would pinch hit next for the young shortstop. He walked it. Got to hold him right here. That is the first walk surrendered this long game by Atlanta pitcher. Here's Buckner, a popular favorite here. Jorgensen, Murphy, Chambliss, Horner for Atlanta in the 9th. That's why holding him is so important.
Buckner's got a standing ovation here. They like him. He's had a couple of good seasons, but he's been relegated to the bench. The report on Lee Smith. Lee Smith has a strained muscle in his left side, and they don't know whether he'll be available for the second game or not.
Buckner 9 out of 42 with 2 RBIs on the year. You notice that beard. He says he's not going to shave till he plays 2 days in a row. Wherever it is, 0-1, that got Benedict. Knocked the glove right off his hand.
Buckner over the years has hit Braves pitching, always played well against the Braves, even when he was with the Dodgers. And he's kept his composure pretty well. He's a very fiery guy, and he's kind of he really hasn't accepted his role, but he hasn't said much about it.
Hard to say anything when your team's in first place.
I know it.
The 0-1. Fouled back. It's 0-2. He had a good cutter to fastball. In fact, some of the Chicago people telling us Jim Frey has already given us his tentative starting lineup for the second game, which does not have Buckner in it, and that's very unusual. He normally plays one game of a doubleheader, and they wonder if a deal isn't about to be made any second. Well, if it is, it hasn't been made yet, because he's in the batter's box here behind 0-2. Will Bruce have a play? He staggers and has it. 1 out. Now the same people who gave him a standing ovation boo him because he popped out. It's a tough racket. Here's Ron Cey. Batting for the first time in the game. Cey hitting at .235, 6 homers, 25 RBI. Donnie Moore went an inning, allowed a hit, and got a strikeout. No runs were scored. Upstairs, 1 ball, no strikes. Top of the order, and Bob Dernier will be next. A lot of guys have had a chance to play in this game. Two and 0 the Cub. Time called now. Bob Gibson on his way to the mound to talk with Bedrosian. There's a good look at the Penguin. Falcone and Russell in the nightcap. Jody Davis leads away at first. He is no threat to steal. He had a good cut, but he didn't get it, and it's 2-1. Ernie Johnson, Skip Carey with you from beautiful Wrigley Field on an ideal baseball day. Benedict got tagged again. It's 2-2.
He's really been battered at this in this inning. One off the bat of Buckner, now one from Cey. He can handle it.
Baltimore got 2 in the second at Oakland to lead 2-0. The 2-2 to Cey. Runner at first, 1 out. That slider missed outside. And we're down to a pitch of decision.
Do you send him?
I don't think so, but let's see what Jim Frey does. He does. Well, if Cey strikes out,
Strike him out, throw him out.
it's almost a cinch. If he hits it on the ground and they send the runner, you still might get the double play because it takes Jody a long time to get there. There's the strikeout. And again, Hubbard drops the ball. That's twice today. He was out by 5 feet. But again, Hubby couldn't handle it.
And both times they were slow runners. Hebner and now Davis. Should have been out. The ball is there. And it's high enough. And Hubbard just couldn't hold on to it. What's happening?
It's not a stolen base. It's an error on Hubbard. And here's a strike to Dernier, who's 4 out of 4. Now Bedrosian has to pitch around that mistake to get out of the inning and give the Braves a chance in the ninth, down 2. But Jody Davis wants to cry that they didn't give him a stolen base on that because he doesn't get many. Little bloop, base hit, a run will score. Dernier is 5 out of 5. And the air comes home to roost. It is 10-7. That's an unearned run, but it counts.
It's not how hard, it's where you hit it. He just reached out. He's 5 for 5. A little pop fly single. Jorgensen had to run a long way to get to it. By that time, Davis had scored from second.
Second time Dernier's been 5 for 5. He did it once with the Phillies. And I take nothing away from Bob, but I'm not so sure he's hit the ball hard yet today. His 5 for 5 with the Phillies was against the Braves, too. And that's outside. 1 ball, no strikes. July 21st last year against us, Dernier was 5 for 5. 1-1 the count on Sandberg, who's 2 out of 4. The run is unearned, but it counts nonetheless. He might have been thinking about taking off there. Well, now we got to get 3 to tie. He threw the heat by him. 1-2 the count. He's going. Pop fouled out of play. By rights, Benedict should have thrown out 3 out of 4 today, but he's nailed only 1. A walk, an error, and a blue pit. That's enough to drive you to drink. 2-2 the count. Runner going, fouled away again. Another game to follow this one. Then we get to come home. Runner goes out of play again. The wind brought it back, but not far enough. Now time called. Dernier and Vukovich talk it over at first base. He may have had a sign not to steal or something. Again he was going, again fouled away.
He should be pooped for long. Dernier's happy as any ball player we've seen because he's gotten a chance to start over here after being obtained from the Phillies, and he's made the most of it. Well, he's off to a great start.
Ernie, if he's not tired, he's darn near tired.
Yeah, that's good, Skip.
Not really.
Write that one down.
Goes in the book.
Yes, goes in the book.
There he goes. He is safe. The pitch just missed. I think Benedict thought he had a strikeout, but Dick Stello said no. His second stolen base in 3 tries today, so he has had a banner afternoon.
In on his stomach. He has 8 in a row now, I believe. And he has 14 overall.
And Sandberg walks. Gary Woods will hit.
I take that back. Benedict did catch Dernier in the 3rd. He now has 14 stolen bases.
And 1 in a row.
Yeah, 1 in a row.
Woods is 0 for 1. Two on, 2 out. 0-1 to Woods. Terry Forster up and throwing in the Atlanta bullpen. Leon Durham is next. I'd like to see him hit again in this game, but in the bottom of the ninth with the Braves ahead. Oh, and 2 to Woods. Ground ball to Hubbard. He's got it. He'll take it himself at second, and the inning is over. But a big insurance run crosses the plate unearned. It does so on 1 hit. There was 1 error and 2 left. We go to the ninth. Last chance for Atlanta. The Braves trail it 10-7. Georgie 0 for 1. He appeared as a pinch hitter fly to left. He's hitting .267 on the year. One ball, no strikes. Two and oh. Gotta have some base runners. Two and one, the count. And he's battled back to even it up. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Fastball.
Just missed. 3 and 2. Probably get another one here, wouldn't you think?
You'd think with a 3-run lead, the manager would say, I don't care, just don't walk him. Just get it over. I don't care if he hits it out.
He got it over, and he might have hit it out. Oh, what a catch by Durham. Brilliant play. What a day he's had. 1 out. He went as far as he could go and leaped high.
Georgie got a fastball. Any other part of the ballpark is going to be out, but he hit it to right. Hall had time to leap up and grab it out of the vines. As I mentioned, the manager doesn't want you to walk anybody because that just makes for that big inning. And he makes that statement. Get it over. I don't care if he hits it downtown.
I said that was Leon Durham, which proves that I'm a dummy, because if he'd have made that play from first base, he would
long
go
arms
directly to the Hall of Fame.
Yes, he'd have long arms, too.
I apologize, Mr. Hall. You made a nice catch. Murph has had a tough day of 0 for 3, 2 strikeouts and a walk. Brewster was one of the best looking bullpen prospects in all of baseball with the Phillies. In fact, that's why they were able to trade Gene Garber for Dick Ruthven, because they had this young guy coming along. But he developed arm trouble and has struggled ever since. Just missed inside. 3 and 1 the count. It's full now. 3 and 2.
Look at Murphy take a walk. He got a 3-1 pitch. It was right down Peachtree, and he missed it, and he's so upset with himself. He fouled it away.
Had breakfast with him today. I'll tell you what, he makes a lot of money, and he's a nice guy and all that, but he is in agony about the way it's played. In fact, I think too much so about his troubles. He lunged at the curveball but stayed alive. May have chased ball 4. Up the middle, base hit. Need one more runner to have a chance. Boy, now the play by Hall on Jorgensen's ball looks even bigger. Here's Chris Chambliss, 1 out of 4, a run scored. In fact, I'll tell you a funny story about Murph. They had an apple cider at the hotel, and I already had some when he sat down, and I ordered him some. And he took one sip of that and thought I was trying to get him loaded.
Apple cider?
It's that old-time stuff that's sort of fermented. And that's out of play, 0-1.
They had an article in Sport Magazine about him. Did you read that? Just read segments of an article on Murphy. A couple of agencies, advertising agencies, said he could be marketed if this was the 1950s. But he has such a great image. The boy next door, clean living. And if that be true, I don't agree with that, but if that be true, we got a problem, haven't we?
Will it get through? No. Sandberg gets 1. That's all they can get. Oh, it's a close play at first, closer than I thought it would be. Murphy retired on the 4-6 force. Chambliss is aboard, Horner the batter, and he's our last hope. And we still need one more base runner.
They just wanted to get the first man. They went through with it, but Chambliss beat it.
Horner, 1 for 3 with a walk. He has scored twice. 2 out in the 9th. It's 10-7 Chicago. Missed the curveball, 0-1. Gerald Perry would be next if Horner can figure out a way to get on, and he would represent the tying run, and the wind is blowing out. Two to Horner. He didn't think so. The big crowd is on its feet, roaring in Wrigley Field. Didn't miss by much. A ball and 2 strikes. Two and 2. Brewster rubs up the baseball. Strike 3 called over the inside corner at the belt, and the ball game is over. The final score. 1 hit, no run. No errors, 1 left. The Cubs win at 10-7. Totals and highlights after this.